Welcome to Chicago.
It's cold.
Hi, I'm Muni.
And I'm Annette. We are a mother-daughter duo who are tackling the globe one country at a time.
Join us to see how we explore each city while traveling with my two boys under the age of 3. First up, we have a quick road trip to the beautiful city of Chicago, which is just about 5.5 hours away from our home in Cleveland, Ohio. During this trip, we celebrated my 30th birthday in style at the Loews Hotel. In this episode, we'll be showing you all of the eats, the treats, the travels, and the sights that we explored during our time in the Windy City. It's time to go!
All right. You got everything?
Yep. Some tips for traveling with small children on a long road trip could be: make sure you fill up the night before, make sure you're packing lots of snacks and entertainment for them to do in the car so that they don't get bored, and try to stretch your legs with them every 2 to 3 hours. This is especially important if you have a baby who is potty trained.
Prior to any road trip in the domestic U.S., make sure you have an Easy Pass. Easy Pass helps you to save money and time.
This should go without being said, but prior to embarking on a road trip, please make sure you get your car serviced. Don't nobody got time to be stuck on the side of the road with small children waiting for AAA to come and save you. If you haven't gotten your oil changed, do that first. So, on our trip to Chicago, we left early in the morning to try to avoid traffic, which we more or less were able to do prior to arriving to our first destination, which was the Legoland Discovery Center.
You might ask, why did we go to Legoland?
It was me. It was all my fault. Prior to our trip, I planned the entire itinerary based off of Googling what can you do in Chicago with young children, since this is my first time traveling with both of my kids. We purchased our tickets online in advance, and we're just going to see what Legoland has to offer. First impressions of Legoland, Mom.
It's very yellow.
We finally made it to Legoland Discovery Center. I don't know what's here, but we'll see. The check-in process was very easy and streamlined. We scanned our QR code, and the staff were able to give us a free mask for our baby because it was Pirate Day or something of the sort. My first impression of Legoland was, Lord have mercy, it is dark in here. I walked into the first exhibit, which was a remake of the entire city of Chicago, which of course took many, many man hours and lots of talent. However, for me, I never wear my glasses, even though I'm supposed to, so it was just too dark in there for me. And unfortunately, the baby was not having a great time.
In my opinion, it was too dark. The first exhibit was scary for a 2-year-old who was unsure of where he was and what was going on. We thought it would be motion sensor and the lights would come on, but no, it was just dark.
The same thing continued when we went into the jungle expedition. Now, it was really, really cool to see the mobile exhibits. There were spiders on the wall that could move. However, for the mother of a toddler, there was a lot of fear involved.
No, I like it.
You don't like it? There was a workshop that we saw, and I think there was the opportunity to technically make a Lego person that resembles you or one of your loved ones. So that would have been very cool for an older kid. However, for a toddler, that was just not what he was interested in doing. For older kids, there were some attractions like the Lego World movies, virtual reality experience, and there was some sort of ride. Extra experiences do cost additional money on top of the $21.99 that we paid to get in.
We decided to go upstairs and see what floor 2 had to offer. And let me tell you, it was much better for a toddler. There were things that he could climb on, things that he could manipulate. It was light and airy and not scary at all.
This was the part of the trip where I got way more exercise than I was planning to do whatsoever. And that's because there was so much space for him to run around. There were multiple different rooms with different types of Legos and different themes. And he couldn't really focus on staying put put in one place. However, that was what I wanted when I decided to take him to Legoland for the first time. He was able to play with different types of houses. There were boats and other locomotive type of machines, which are his favorite thing. There were Lego trains, and also I loved this model where they had all of the pre-made Lego structures and then a box of Legos where you could attempt to make something that could fit into the landscape as well. Wow, Gigi, look, you really built something special.
You like that? It's the Burj Khalifa.
And for me, I am a nursing mother. I'm always hungry. So as soon as I get to any location, I'm looking for the kitchen, I'm looking for the snacks. This did not disappoint. I was able to stop in the middle of my running around after my toddler and have a refreshing bottle of highly processed lemonade. So, Mommy, what's your impression of Legoland?
I thought it would have more stuff. By this point, we were tired and exhausted, and it was time to go. We also worked up a good hunger, and that means time for Chicago deep dish pizza at Giordano's, where we went and we ordered and we ate lots and lots of deep dish pizza, ooey gooey cheese. Always recommend trying the spinach.
After our road trip, the hours at the Legoland Center, and then the hour that it took for our deep dish pizza to be made, it was time to drive through the traffic yet again to our hotel in downtown Chicago. We were staying at the Loews Hotel, and this was my first experience with this brand. I wasn't sure what to expect, but I did want a more upscale venue for my 30th birthday. You only turn 30 once, and I wanted to do it in style. And I can honestly say that Lowe's did not disappoint me. My first impression of the hotel came from the staff. The valets were very sweet, very understanding. We had a ton of junk because we were traveling with 2 small children. They helped us get everything on a cart and help us get it upstairs with no problems. We also had an absolutely amazing check-in experience. The staff was so knowledgeable, they were professional, and they helped us get to our room ASAP, which after such a weary day, it's exactly what the doctor ordered.
At the Loews Hotel, once you walk in, you will find that it's very clean. It smells clean because sometimes you walk into a place and you're like, uh-oh. Mm-hmm. But it is a very nice hotel. The staff were very welcoming and check-in was a breeze. Upon entering the rooms, the rooms were spotless, and there was a great view of the city outside a very large window. The beds were very comfortable. You would sleep really well. And to top it all off, there was great water pressure in the shower.
Mm-hmm. The Loews Hotel is perfectly located in downtown Chicago and is just steps away from the magnificent mile, the Navy Pier, and Lake Michigan. It has world-class amenities, including a state-of-the-art fitness center, spa services, upscale dining, and over 25,000 square feet of meeting and event space. Perhaps my favorite part of this hotel were the luxurious robes that they had in every room for our convenience. I can honestly say that this hotel bed is one of the best I've ever experienced. I slept like a baby.
At the hotel, we also had the chance to go swimming in the pool. Let's be clear, that water was ice cold.
After burning the energy in the pool, we were so lazy we ordered Nando's chicken to our hotel room. Fun fact, Chicago is referred to as the Windy City, and everyone assumes that it's because it's so cold. However, it's said to be a metaphor for the city's boastful, full of hot air politicians. Chicago was also home to one of the first skyscrapers in the entire world that was constructed in 1885. Its skyline continues to remain impressive. All right, Mommy, it was night 1 at the Loews Hotel in Chicago. How did you sleep?
I slept really well. It was very comfortable. The pillows were comfortable. It was a good night's sleep, even though I fought with a 2-year-old.
Agreed.
In Chicago, of course, it's winter. You expect it to be cold. But it was too cold for us to sightsee on foot, even though we were close to many of the attractions.
Man.
it was freezing. So we took a car tour. We went to the Chicago Bean, but guess what? It was closed. How is it closed? There was construction material everywhere, so we never got close to the Bean.
Your second fun fact of the video is that Chicago is home to 2.7 million people, which makes it one of the largest cities in all of America. It appeared that none of these 2.7 million people was outside this day because it was ice cold. We got our tickets in advance for the aquarium and chose the early morning time slot because we wanted to beat the traffic. However, this was not possible even though we arrived 30 minutes before our reservation time. We had to use the secondary parking lot, which was a bit of a walk away. The walk was next to the water, which made it freezing, but absolutely beautiful. So, we're walking to the aquarium.
It's cold out here. Yesterday was 50. Tomorrow's going to be 60. Today it's 20. Welcome to Chicago. It's cold.
The tickets for the aquarium fluctuate based off of the popularity of the day and I guess how many tickets are being sold. We purchased our tickets for about $40 per person. Yikes! However, we went on the weekend. If you want a more economical experience at the aquarium, you can always go during the weekday for about $38.
At the aquarium, we had the foresight to not go out to breakfast ahead of time. We were going to grab something quick at the aquarium. There was a Starbucks there
where we found the sustenance to start our day. So we're having breakfast at the cafe.
This is not breakfast. This is not breakfast.
We are having an amuse-bouche, a light snack at the cafe. We have some good views. We've got good vibes.
Good vibes.
We've got some hot tea, and we've got some bagged up pastries.
Pre-packaged pastry that's not the best.
How could we go wrong?
Stop before you get here to get your breakfast.
That would have been smart. Yes, indeed. We should have stopped before we arrived. But you live and you learn.
Okay.
The Shed Aquarium is home to more than 32,000 animals representing over 1,500 species from around the globe. It actually was the first inland aquarium with a permanent saltwater fish collection in the world. We're waiting in line again. Yes. To get on the elevator to go see the sharks. Yes. Hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. The downside of coming to the aquarium on such a crowded day was that there were lines everywhere. There were lines to get into the aquarium, lines to get to the elevator, lines to get to the cafeteria. It definitely was a lesson in patience to wait in so many lines with two small children. However, my son and his grandfather had an absolute ball at the aquarium, lines included. I have similar memories with my grandparents at this very same aquarium, so this was very nostalgic for me. My only critique is that it doesn't seem like the exhibits have changed very much since I was my son's age. At $40 a ticket, it seems like they can afford to do a little bit of updating. I always do a bathroom check everywhere I go, and I can honestly say that Shed Aquarium passed with flying colors. Their bathrooms were spotless. I also do appreciate that the bathrooms were so widely available. At pretty much every exhibit, you would be able to find somewhere to use the facilities in the midst of some good old family fun. How you feeling, Mama?
I'm hot. It's cold outside, but it's hot in here.
We're sitting down. My back hurts.
My back hurts.
My knee hurts.
My knee hurts. She's officially old like me.
We got free tickets to see the
It's
show.
not waiting anymore.
Free tickets to the show.
Free tickets? Okay.
A kind stranger ended up donating her 4D movie tickets to us because she wanted to go see the dolphin show instead. After we finished with the 4D movie, we decided, let's go find the dolphins. And it ended up being a bit more of a challenge than we expected.
In the aquarium, you have the opportunity to go to the dolphin show. There were no scheduled times listed in an app. We were really confused about what time the show actually was. Once we found out what time the show was, we waited in the line. We got there, we got our good seats, and we sat down. And people kept coming in. The show started, and literally 4 minutes later, the show was over.
Done.
It was done. We were like, wait, there's got to be more. But no, there wasn't. It was just a letdown to see that the show was so short.
In hindsight, as somebody who grew up around the SeaWorld era, I believe that the shorter shows is supposed to be in order to give the animals a sustainable schedule and also to ensure that they're not being mistreated. So for that reason, I will give a pass. My son absolutely enjoyed the show, but he did just want a little bit more. We're waiting in line again. Now we're in line for the elevator to get to the cafeteria.
Why so many lines?
Lines everywhere. Hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. It's very crowded. My dad tends to be a pretty patient person, but even he got fed up with the lines. We at that point were just so starving, we would do anything possible to get to the cafeteria.
And there was a super long line to order food. All of the people at the aquarium decided to go to lunch at the same time, and I don't think that the staff was able to help the line go faster. So it was a challenge.
As you can see, we had our very nutritious lunch and ate every single morsel of it. However, then we went to look for garbage cans and there weren't any. This was a super cool system in which you put your entire tray with all your trash and food scraps right onto this carousel, and the staff in the back would actually help to adequately sort it for you. I thought this was very cool, especially since we were at the aquarium and conservation is something that was very, very important. After we left the food area, we continued on downstairs and we found a place for our toddler to play interactively. How you feeling, Mom?
I'm tired.
I'm tired too. Let's go home. We then finally started to make our way outside.
If I had to say anything to the Chicago Aquarium to make it better, is to have better elevator service for those families traveling with strollers or for families who have someone who is disabled.
We survived.
Just barely. When you leave the aquarium, you have to remember where you parked. We were not in the primary parking lot. We were in the secondary overflow parking lot, which is along the lakeside. And the wind was blowing and it was blustery. Let me tell you, it was cold. I had never been so happy to get back to the car and close the door and turn up the heat. We survived. We decided to go to Navy Pier. We were driving, of course, because it was too cold to walk, even though our hotel was 2 blocks away. Parking was horrendous. We went around and around to find the right parking lot. Once in there, we went up and up and up and up the enclosed parking garage. Inside of Navy Pier, there were lots of shops and things to see, artwork. There was some kind of cheerleading competition and lots of little girls running around and practicing their routines for their show. There was a Black Expo, and there were vendors selling their products. It was very nice to see that there were people here who were out here hustling, trying to make a living, and selling their stuff that they are proud of.
Prior to visiting the Navy Pier, I don't think that I realized that it was pretty much just like a straight line. It is different from other malls in that regard because it's not a circle or a rectangle. You literally walk from one end to the other and back. So make sure you have your walking shoes on, or if you're with somebody who has limited mobility or you're traveling with small children, make sure you have a stroller or something that has the capacity to be pushed or rolled. When we were going through the Navy Pier, it was very striking to me how many different types of restaurants there were. Every time I thought about where I wanted to eat, I kept seeing more and more and more things that I wanted to try. So I ended up trying nothing. I just felt like there were too many choices. However, there weren't a ton of healthy options there. So if you're on a diet or making lifestyle changes, please plan accordingly. Unfortunately, at this part of the trip, my feet were killing me. I purchased new pairs of shoes that I can wear during my birthday weekend, and I didn't realize how much walking I really would have to do in Chicago. So please, please, please wear responsible footwear. There were such beautiful clothes, such amazing vendors, and really a lot more to explore at the Navy Pier, but I just could not. My feet hurt so bad. If you're looking for somewhere to support local artists, local vendors, and also to just stimulate the local economy, I think that Navy Pier can offer that to you in comparison to a lot of the bigger stores and malls that you find in downtown Chicago. You really could connect with people and their journey towards entrepreneurship, and to me, that's really, really special. I think we're both tired.
Yeah. But I got two popcorn.
It's been a long day. As we attempted to leave the Navy Pier, we decided to walk outside instead of inside just to get a view of the water. And even though it was absolutely freezing, the view is spectacular. The lake was clean, the air was crisp, and the skyline was absolutely impressive. Despite the cold, I felt really blessed to be able to experience the Navy Pier walk with nobody else around on a busy Saturday. Hello, Gigi. What are you doing?
Waiting on the elevator. Oh, we're in line again.
One recurrent theme seems lines. Lines, lines, lines. Hurry up.
Hurry up and wait.
Hurry up, wait. Hurry up, wait. Despite having 2 full, exhausting days, it was time for us to go out for my birthday dinner. It's so hard to decide what you want to eat in a new city, so I just decided to Google a couple of options, and I figured with Asian food, you couldn't go wrong.
My daughter was turning 30 years old, and she wanted hibachi. And we drove around and around for literally 40 minutes or more looking for a parking spot on these one-way streets and no parking signs.
After we were about to give up on dinner in general, we saw a grocery store that was still open. I believe that they had a bar as well. I will not name the grocery store in case they're watching this, but we ended up sneaking and getting free parking at the grocery store since it was still early. I decided to pick Sumo because online they said that this was one of the best hibachi places in all of Chicago. It said that they had great portion size and that their flavors and prices were very, very good. It had a very small floor plan. However, it was cozy, clean, and it had a really nice decor. My children slept through the entire experience. They have no idea that they were at my birthday dinner to this day. We were very, very pleased to see that we were going to get soup, salad, as well as our hibachi. I got the salmon and shrimp, my mom got the chicken and shrimp, and my dad got the red snapper, which was interesting, and it was all absolutely delicious. I ate every single drop from my plate. How was your dinner, Mama?
Dinner was good, but I'm tired. It's the theme for the day.
I was born tired.
I drank 2 glasses.
Oh, man. And that was the end of our wonderful family road trip to the Windy City. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time.